Hello everyone. Today we'll start a new topic, that is Wheatstone bridge. So if we'll solve the any closed loop using Kirchhoff's law, in some questions we have will get a type of problem in which we have to apply the Wheatstone bridge concept. Clear? So that's why first we'll study about the Wheatstone bridge. So our next topic is Wheatstone bridge. Okay, so why we'll use or we are using Wheatstone bridge? So Wheatstone bridge is an arrangement to find the unknown resistance. Next is principle. On which principle it works? It states that if P by Q is equals to R by S, then no current will go through the galvanometer. That means Ig, that is current through galvanometer, is equals to 0. So first we will see the diagram. Okay. Let this resistance is P, this is Q, R and S. Okay. Okay. So let it is A, B, C and D. So the current in branch BD, that is Ig. Okay, if P by Q is equals to R by S, means P by Q is equals to R by S, then no current will flow. That means the value of Ig is equals to 0. Now the question is, what do you mean by galvanometer? Galvanometer is a device which is used to detect any small change in current. Clear? So if any small change in current, it will detect it. So at what condition this Ig is equals to 0? the value of the current in branch BD is equals to 0. So as we know that if the potential at 2 point is same, there will no current flow from one point to another point. That means it wants to say the potential at B is equals to potential at D. If this condition or this will happen, then the value of this current is equals to 0. Okay, in that case we will remove this galvanometer from this circuit to solve it. Clear? Next is proof. Next is proof. Okay, let it is P Q R S. V. Okay, so if we'll close the circuit, let current I is flowing from this in this circuit. So at this point, this current will divided into two parts. Okay, let it is I1. So this will become I minus I1. Okay, so at this junction, I current is, so put the name A, B, C, D. Okay, so at junction A, I is the incoming current. Okay, and outgoing currents are I1, so minus I1 and minus I minus I1. Okay, so if we'll add it, it should be equals to 0. So I minus I1 minus I plus I1. Okay, so here you can see the net current is 0. Clear? Now at this point, this current is Ig. So this will become I1 minus Ig. Here at point D, the incoming current is Ig and I minus I1. So this will become I minus I1 plus Ig. At junction C, the incoming current is I1 minus Ig plus I minus I1 plus Ig. If we'll solve it, what we have now, that is I. So the total current leaving here is I. So for battery, I current is outgoing and I current is incoming. Okay. Now here in this circuit, in this arrangement, first point, P and Q are known resistance. P and Q are known resistances, means its value is given. Okay. Second, R is adjustable resistance. Third, S is unknown resistance. And G is resistance of galvanometer. Clear? So here you can see, with the help of this adjustable resistance, we can increase or decrease the value of this resistance to find the potential at both point B and D, to make the potential at point B and D equals, because we have to make it as 0. Clear? And with the help of that, we can find out the value of S. So this is our unknown resistance. This resistance S is unknown resistance and R is variable resistance. Here we have considered in this diagram. Clear? Now we'll prove it. Okay, so first we'll apply the KVL in loop A, B, D, A. So apply KVL in closed loop A, B, D, A. What is KVL? It's Kirchhoff's voltage law. And here we will take the direction of calculation as clockwise. Okay, so first we will start with this resistance. Here the direction of current is A to B and direction of calculation is again A to B. So we will take it as positive. That means PI1. PI1. Here in this case, direction of current is B to D and direction of calculation is again B to D. So it becomes Ig into G. So plus G Ig. Okay, here in this case, direction of current is from A to D and direction of calculation is from D to A. That means we will put a negative sign over here. So R I minus I1 is equals to 0. Okay, this is our equation number 1. Now in closed loop B, C, D, B, next apply KVL in closed loop B, C, D, B. B, C, D, B. Clear? So here, as you can see, again we are taking the clockwise direction. So B to C, direction of current is B to C and direction of calculation is again B to C. So we will take it as positive. That means Q I1 minus Ig. Q I1 minus Ig. Okay. Next, here in this case, you can see direction of calculation is from C to D and direction of current is from D to C. That means we'll put a negative sign over here and S I minus I1 plus Ig. So S I minus I1 plus Ig. Okay, here in this one B to D, current is moving from B to D but direction of calculation is from D to B. That means again we will take a negative sign over here and G into Ig. G Ig is equals to 0. Clear? Let it is our equation number 2. Next we'll apply KVL in A, B, C, M, N, A. So apply KVL in A, B, C, M, N, A. The outer one. So here we have to consider two resistance only, P, Q, okay, and a battery. Okay, so here in this case, okay, we'll start with this one. So current is I1 and resistance is P and direction is same. That means P I1. Here the direction is again for the outer loop, again we will take the clockwise direction. So PI1, here it is Q and with positive sign, Q I1 minus IG, I1 minus IG, and here we are moving from negative to positive, that means minus V is equals to 0. Clear? That this is our equation number 3. Clear? Now we'll try to first simplify it. So here it can be written as P I1 plus G Ig is equals to R I minus I1. For second equation, it becomes this one. So Q I1 minus Ig is equals to S I minus I1 plus Ig plus G Ig. Okay, and third, P I1 plus Q I1 minus Ig is equals to V. Now, value of adjustable resistance R is so adjusted, then the current Ig becomes 0. So, value of R is so adjusted, that is Ig is equals to 0 or current Ig becomes 0 because this is variable resistance. So if it is so, okay, then our three equations, so this equation becomes Pi1 plus this whole quantity will become 0. So Pi1 is equals to R I minus I1. Let this is equation number 4. Here in this one, this Ig will become 0. So here what we have now, Qi1. So Qi1 is equals to, here as you can say, Si minus I1 because Ig is 0. So Si minus I1 and this whole quantity will become 0. Let this is equation number 5. Okay, and from this equation, this one, if we'll put Ig over here 0, so Pi1 plus Qi1 is equals to V. Let this is equation number 6. So from equation 4 and 5, from equation 4 and 5, okay, so if we'll divide it, so Pi1 upon Qi1 is equals to Ri minus I1 upon Si minus I1. These two will cancel out. So P by Q is equals to R by S. Clear? So this is the proof of Wheatstone bridge. Clear? So with the help of this Wheatstone bridge, we can note it down some points. They are: first point. Ij is equals to 0. This means galvanometer shows null deflection. Null deflection means, okay, so if you'll see the galvanometer, initially it is here, okay, initially this point is here. That means if it shows null deflection, this indicates, or this needle will be here at 0, and if there is increase or decrease in current, it moves in either direction. Clear? So this shows null deflection. Second, this condition is only applicable when P by Q is equals to R by S. Clear? And third thing, if we interchange the position of battery and galvanometer, there will be no effect at all. Means, suppose we have a galvanometer, the same arrangement again I will draw, okay, here. Okay, so if we exchange the position of galvanometer and battery, so what will happen? Here first, as you can see, battery is connected between A and D, and galvanometer is connected between B and C. So we'll change the position of B and C. Here we'll keep B and here we'll keep C. Okay, and okay, so in between B and C will connect a galvanometer, okay, and in between A and D, sorry, B and C, okay, so A, sorry, here it should be D and C, sorry, so here we'll put the D. So A, B, C, and in between A and C we have battery, so here we'll put C. Clear? Now positive terminal of battery is connected with A and negative terminal of battery is connected with C. So this is the arrangement. If we'll exchange it, so it will look like this and there will be no effect at all. Clear? So that's it for today. In next class we'll see one numerical which is important on the basis of Wheatstone bridge. Thank you. Have a nice day.